Welcome to Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First, episode 202. It's Tuesday, the 3rd day of April 2018. My names are Dr. Jerry the First Oguzi, and today I want to tell you how to quieten the negative voice inside of you. A popular adage has it that there is nothing new under the sun, which means that whatever is now has been before under a different culture, under a different system, under a different process or protocol, and maybe under a different stage of differentiation. In like manner, whatever words are spoken now have been spoken sometime in the distant past, in some plane, by some people, even if it's not in the language we use now. Over the centuries, men have been exposed to the workings of the subconscious mind. Men have known that he who has control over his subconscious mind will definitely have everything. And yet, men have failed to utilize that well-proven theorem. Why do we think negatively when we know better? Because thinking negatively, expecting the worst, seeing the downside of positive situations, and even downright expecting failure, all convey a kind of backwards thinking emotional insurance policy. It goes something like, if I expect a tragedy, then I won't be disappointed when it does take place. Of course, this is not what we truly want or need in our lives. So how can we stop talking ourselves into these thinking traps? Let's take a look at two powerful ways to quiet the negative inner voice that leads us astray. 1. Start focusing on the gray area between the extremes. Life simply isn't black or white. 100% of this or 100% of that, all or nothing. Thinking in extremes like this is a fast way to misery, because negative thinking tends to view any situation that's less than perfect as being extremely bad. For example, rather than saying that the rainstorm slowed down my commute home from work, instead, a negatively minded person will say, it wasted my whole evening and ruined my night. Or, rather than accepting the nervousness of meeting a new group of people, that kind of person will say, I know these people are not going to like me. Since 99.9% of all situations in life are less than perfect, black and white thinking tends to make us focus on the negative, the drama, the failures, and the worst case scenarios. Sure, catastrophes occur on occasion, but contrary to what you may see on the evening news, most of life occurs in a gray area between the extremes of bliss and devastation. 2. Stop looking for negative signs from others. Too often we jump to conclusions, only to cause ourselves and others unnecessary worry, hurt, and anger. If someone says one thing, don't assume they mean something else. If they say nothing at all, don't assume their silence has been hidden negative connotation. Thinking negatively will inevitably lead you to interpret everything another person does as being negative, especially when you're uncertain about what the other person is thinking, and which is most of the time. For instance, a negative-minded person will say, he hasn't called, so he must not want to talk to me. Or she only said that to be nice, but she doesn't really mean it. Assigning meaning to a situation before you have the whole story makes you more likely to believe that the uncertainty you feel is a negative sign. On the flip side, holding off on assigning meaning to an incomplete story is a primary key to overcoming negative thinking. When you think more positively, or simply more clear about the facts, you'll be able to evaluate all possible reasons you can think of, not just the negative ones. In other words, you'll be doing more of, I don't know why he hasn't called yet, but maybe he's actually extremely busy at work today. Being able to distinguish between what you imagine and what is actually happening in your life is an important step towards living a happier life. And of course, if you're struggling with any of these, know that you are not alone. Many of us are right there with you, working hard to feel better, think more clearly, and get our lives back on track. Until I come your way again, this is Morning Vibes with Dr. Jerry the First. This program is powered by Topitup Media and Communication Nigeria. All rights reserved. Thank you for listening to this broadcast today. It would please us to no end if you continue to visit our podcast. And so to be able to do that, kindly click on the red subscribe button towards your right to subscribe to our channel. In the same vein, also click on the bell beside the subscribe button so that you can always receive the notification for any new podcast we upload. Also give us a thumb up to like this podcast. These help us to grow. And do help us share the podcast to your friends in the different social media sites you belong to. Click on the share tab just below the podcast and share directly from there. The full text of this podcast is on our blog, and would you want to read it, kindly visit the blog. We have a Facebook page where we also post our podcast on a daily basis. If you're on Facebook, kindly like our Facebook page. The links to our blog and our Facebook page are in the description box right below. Thank you for your attention. Do have a very nice day.